Welcome to TransMissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, we get the first tease of a figure from Hasbro's new Cyber World toy line. Another Beast Warrior joins the Takara Masterpiece rank, and there's another new Predaking Combiner coming to town, this one officially licensed. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, and this is episode 625 of TransMissions.
Welcome to TransMissions, the podcast that's finally put away all its Christmas decorations. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent TransMissions team of Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
All right. As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and keep the show going. We really appreciate it. If you are not a Donatron and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. And that's where you can sign up. You get lots of perks. You get to watch us record the show live on Sundays before it goes out to everyone else. You get entered automatically into all our contests. At the higher levels, you even get some merchandise, some swag, and of course, bonus content, including our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's done by Daryl and Dr. Pants, who are not here today, but hopefully that means they're making some new Big Bots episodes. Don't hold your breath. But they're promising new ones for 2025, so hopefully look forward to that. But we do have 14 of those episodes available on our Patreon page. You can check out whenever you like. We've also got our bonus show, or our live play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. And that is normally every 2 weeks, but we are on a hiatus for the month of January. So Mike needed just a little bit of extra time to get caught up on all the recordings and everything. So look forward to more episodes of Empire of Rust coming in February. But there are 130 episodes of Empire of Rust available right now in the podcast feed. So if you have not had a chance to listen to it, why don't you go check it out? And then if you do become a Donatron, you get bonus uncut versions of the episodes a week before they go out in the main feed. So just the perk of being a Donatron. And we still have issues of our Skybound exclusive Transformers #1 comic that we commissioned with artwork by EJ Sue. And that is available at transmissionspodcast.com/comic. So if you want to get yet another version of Transformers #1, of course, this is the first printing one. So you can pick that up. And it's exclusive, the only Transmissions podcast commissioned cover for Transformers #1. And lastly, we've got our Toy Hacks promos, our promo code for toyhacks.com. So save 15% off all your purchases at toyhacks.com with our code TM2025. Again, that's TM2025. That code will work until January 31st. And you can get all 15% off everything you purchase at toyhacks.com. Use that as many times as you like and take advantage of it. All right, let's get into the show and talk about some toys with quick hits.
All right, we're starting off with news that Hasbro Pulse Asia is shutting down just 2 years after they've started it. And they don't really get into the why, but I've seen some other stories from other sites reporting that Asian collectors call that Pulse is charging them 15% over, like roughly 15% over the U.S. retail price of items, where they could go to local shops and save the money. And then shipping, as everyone complains about Hasbro Pulse, the shipping wasn't good. So I think they have plenty of other places to buy their Hasbro product, and I'm guessing the sales just weren't there. They do have a frequently asked questions page up. And one thing that a lot of people apparently were concerned about was things like HasLab projects that they've already funded and paid for. All of those are still going to be fulfilled. Anything that you have pre-ordered is still going to be fulfilled. So basically, I think they're stopping orders. Um, February 7th, last day to put in orders for things in stock. Pre-orders stopped on January 12th. So, yeah, basically it's a pretty orderly shutdown here. So, uh, kind of sucks for the people in Asia, but we've seen HasLabs are available in areas without a Hasbro Pulse. Like they work with retailers, so they'll still probably get to do their Hasbro or their crowdfunded stuff, the HasLabs.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I do. Yeah, it does seem like in Asia they have much more direct lines to getting access to Transformers there than going through
It,
Hasbro.
they have stores with aisles full of Transformers and other figures where we don't have that. So, you
Yeah.
know, I feel a little bit bad this is happening, but not too bad because I've seen those pictures and I am very jealous.
All right. Next up, we've got some new prototypes and reveals from YOLO Park, and this is their AMK Mini Transformers line. They've got several G1 and Transformers live action movie figures. So these were all pictures from the Hong Kong Toys and Games Fair event. This was at the YOLO Park, had a booth there. They showed off a bunch of their figures. So these are non-transforming action figures. Of course, YOLO Park has been licensing Transformers from Hasbro or to Entercar for a while now. So figures that are available for in this line, this AMK mini line, are Jazz, RC, Cliff Jumper, IDW, Orion Pax. An interesting cut there. There you can see the picture there. Ironhide, Ratchet, Hot Rod, Hound, Prowl, and IDW Bumblebee, which is more his kind of Camaro.
You can kind of see
Camaros.
it in this picture.
Yeah, it's the a little bit the when the comics were kind of following the movie lines, and Bumblebee got kind of upgraded his car mode from a
They all had
VW
the
Bug.
horrible faces.
Yeah, yes. And then we have two movie live action movie figures in from Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. You can see on the far right there those two figures. So those are all that are. This is wave 2 and wave 3 of this line. So maybe there'll be more figures coming afterwards if these are popular, but they look pretty good. I mean, they look really nice representations of at least the G1 characters. Look all very very close to their animation models. And they have 18 points of articulation, so they are quite posable. So if you're interested in these, I mean, they are non-transforming. That's always going to be a sticking point for me, but some people like those action figures as long as they're more show accurate.
Yeah. Next up, we have something else non-transforming. Unix Square has posted images of their new bust generation G1 Nemesis Prime, and this is a redeco of their Optimus Prime version from last year. This is 160 millimeters in height, made from ABS, POM, I'm not sure what that is, and iron. It weighs 518 grams. Head and waist are movable to change the pose. It's pretty much all it is waist up. Um, the head, shoulder, arm, and body armor is open. The eyes have red LED light, and the matrix of leadership has a red LED in the picture there. And this looks pretty cool. It basically kind of his arms are cut off at the shoulder, so it's kind of odd looking in that respect, but it looks fun. I'm a sucker for Nemesis Prime stuff, but I don't have anything on the price here, but I would imagine it's more than I'm willing to pay for something that's just going to sit on the desk. But I mean, it looks cool.
Like a Venus de Milo and a Nemesis Prime. Okay, next we've got our first look at a potential cyber world figure. So this is the new line that we've heard had some leaks that this is what Hasbro is their next I guess main line that they're putting out for this year. I guess this would be more the kids line compared to the Age of the Primes, which is the adult generations line. I don't know if there's going to be an associated cartoon or some other media with this, but apparently
we have a trademark story from last year, but we didn't really have much more information than that.
Yeah. So, but apparently this is a figure that's going to be in that line, and it's called Mega Bull, and it turns into a bull. So it's a robot that turns into a bull, robotic bull. Is this Megatron? Maybe. The face looks kind of Megatron-ish. We'll see. We don't really have any more information. This is looks like to be a very early prototype, not painted. No idea what the theme of Cyber World is going to be. So, things are really up in the air, speculating at this point. But it looks like a pretty good figure. It looks like it has a good transformation. Reminds me a bit of the Predacon Rampage, I believe was the bull. So looks nice, but no additional information.
I'm seeing. I looked it up. There's apparently there's going to be a 2025 TV series, or at least that's what the rumors were.
Okay.
So we still don't have any official anything. Yeah. Even this, it's not official. All right. Next up, we have from a listing on Baidu, a MPG 15 Masterpiece Rattle or Rat Trap image, and this is a Masterpiece Rat Trap from Takara. The MPG line I thought was for combiners, but I'm guessing it's just they've rebranded all their Masterpiece stuff. Here we see some of the other MPG line or MPG items here, I believe. Maybe not. But no, because I see an Ectotron there. I'm not sure what that is. I can't read Japanese, but
well, I see Silverbolt there, so that looks like everything.
That's Age of the Prime. Okay, so these are just things I guess coming out there.
Yeah,
I don't know why you'd have an Ectotron, but the Rat Trap is they say it's going to be 15,000 yen, so roughly, can just kind of estimate around $150. And this has, I see an update. This has been officially revealed by Takara on their Twitter account. So, getting a Masterpiece Rat Trap, great. Because we have Optimus Primal and Rhinox. Did we get a Cheetor Masterpiece?
I think so. Because don't we have a Cheetor and Tigatron?
Okay, yeah, because it's an easy repaint. And then we have Megatron, I believe.
And Dinobot too. Didn't we get a Dinobot?
I think so. So, nice getting a Rat Trap one. DJ Run in the chat here says that changing the line name helps change. They can get away from the MP10 scale. So that makes sense. And Rat Trap is probably going to be a smaller figure. It's, smaller character, and you're going to want to keep it in scale with the other Beast Wars figures.
Yeah. What does the G mean for MPG? Why is it
I thought
MPG?
it was I thought it was Gestalt or however you pronounce it. The combiners, But I don't know. Anyway, that's looking forward to seeing that coming.
Okay, next we have something teased by the official Takara Tomy Transformers Twitter account that they are doing a collaboration with the Synergenex series Macross 7. So this is going to be a figure that combines the Macross line. Of course, Macross, we knew it in the States as Robotech back in the 80s, and the Robotech Valkyrie, a jet that turned into a robot, was the design that was used for Jetfire in the 1984 G1 Jetfire. And so, of course, there were licensing issues with Bandai and Harmony Gold and other folks in there, which kind of they had to Transformers had to drop that figure because of the licensing issues, but they kept Jetfire around. And but now it looks like they're coming back to Macross. This figure looks like it will be kind of homaging the Valkyrie, but also combining design elements of Optimus Prime in here. So they're calling this mecha Basara Prime, and Basara is the main character in Macross 7. So I guess we're gonna see them doing a collaboration. So
Could this be a thawing of um the animosity between the two, and could we get a G1 Jetfire re-release? I'm guessing it would be a Takara thing because Harmony Gold
yeah.
is still, they're still shit. But
Yeah, I mean, this might be since it's a later Macross series from the 90s, maybe it has nothing to do with the original Macross series. So those
yeah,
designs are still,
I'm just thinking since the companies are talking,
yeah.
it, maybe one day we'll get a reissue.
Yeah, I have no idea what the relationship is between the Synergenics and Harmony Gold and Bandai and all those guys too. So maybe there's some additional,
Oh, hopefully. I mean, I imagine if this sells well, that kind of will let some people answer the phone. Next up, we have a really cool looking figure. This is a Defense DF01 Muscle Rex, and it's a Legend Scale Fall of Cybertron Grimlock prototype. So it's very shiny looking. And the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, I always like that design. I feel like it was different, but still, really close to what we like in our Grimlock. And this looks really cool. And it's 14 centimeters tall. So it's right in there on Legend Scale. And you got just the Dino mode is so shiny. And the robot mode, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm not used to seeing figure this shiny. I just think it looks really cool. And I can't tell if there's LED lights. Let me get back to this face here, or if it's light piping, but sure looks like it sure looks like his eyes are lighting up. I figure it's light piping.
Yeah, I would guess light piping because if it's a Legend scaled figure, there's not really space for electronics there.
Yeah, but this looks really cool. So I imagine they're going to follow through with the other Fall of Cybertron stuff. And I love seeing these Fall of Cybertron figures coming in third party now. So be on the lookout for that, and hopefully we'll see the figure sooner rather than later.
And our last item for quick hits is a new Predaking. So this was also teased by the Takara Twitter account. And they are saying that Adamas Machina is they're releasing a new version of Predaking in their line. So this is going to be AMT-02 Predaking. And it is a combiner with the 5 Predacon characters that transform. They transform into their animal and robot modes, and also combine into the super Decepticon warrior Predaking. So we don't have any further details beyond this one teaser image here, but we were just talking last week about getting new Predakings. There was a third-party Predaking being teased last week. Daryl was pretty excited about that, so I imagine he will also be excited about this new Predaking. No idea how the AMT line scales with other figures, so I don't know. We don't really know what the price point is going to be for this, but this image looks pretty cool. So
it looks right up there with what you would see from a third party company in terms of complexity and just the look of the figure. So I would imagine it's not going to be cheap, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost hard to see how the 5 individual characters are going to look. Like the arms don't look like they could transform into individual robots really from this picture here, but maybe this is really just a preliminary design. So we'll have to see. All right, well, that's all our quick hits. So let's move on to some trips to the store.
The Transmissions podcast will return after these messages.
And Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. So you can go to our merchandise store at TeePublic at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. And you can get some cool Transmissions merchandise, get some of our shirts. I'm Boombox Man and Jeremy is Tape Man.
We did not plan this.
And so that these designs are up there. Also, we've got our good guy and bad guy shirts, lots of other things. We've got the Hasblab shirt up there now, so you can check that out. And of course, you can buy anything from TeePublic, not just transmission stuff, and still use our code or use our link to get that. Help us out, and also take advantage of the TeePublic discounts. There's usually sales running every month, so make sure you check it out. And usually at least 25 to 35% sales. So make sure you take advantage of that. Don't pay full price for anything at TeePublic. But yeah, use that code. Use that website link, transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. All right, Jeremy, what do you got this week?
Nothing new. I was going through a box I have full of boxes, and most of them were empty, but I was surprised this one still had the figure in it. So I pulled it out. This is from when TFCon had their own branded exclusives. This is from 2012, and it's Shafter. And I had to look it up because I couldn't remember what it was based off of. It's from iGear, and it's based off of their Rager figure, but nice little figure here. So it's been a while since I pulled that out. And one thing I completely forgot about. So it also, they have a full bio here on the back, like a pretty big bio on it, but they gave you this card that also has the bio, but I had forgotten this is like the same thickness and quality you would get from like a gift card, a hotel kind of card. I mean, it's not a cardboard. It's plastic, and I'd forgotten. I'm like, that's adds a little bit of quality to an exclusive. So kind of sad that TFCon doesn't do their own branded things anymore, but they get such good exclusives just kind of for the show from the company. So anyway, I wanted to pull that out and show it. Shafter was a fun figure. Everyone loves the dick jokes and stuff. So, and
he's a mold made of Huffer, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Rager was the Huffer equivalent, but yeah, it's a nice little figure.
They had like several repaints, released over several TF cons.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do.
All right. So I, of course, did pick up this week's Transformers comic. So this is Transformers number 16. I did get the Jorge Corona cover. So this is the cool image of Bruticus. We talked about this in the review last week. I didn't really like the Daniel Warren Johnson cover for this month. So I was my shop did put that aside for me, but they actually had alternate covers. So
nice.
I was able to swap that out. So got the Jorge Corona cover. So I was glad to do that. And so right after New Year's, I went to Hasbro Pulse to see if they had, all the figures that I was looking for were sold out so quickly, sold out for months and months last year. So they actually had refreshed their stock at Hasbro Pulse. I think I checked today, or I checked this morning, and it looks like they're sold out again. But briefly, I was able to get Studio Series 86 Optimus
nice.
Prime. So I was able to order that, and it came within a week. I wasn't expecting it to come that quickly. So I was very happy to get this. This is the cool Marcelo Mater box art here. I did open it. So here is the backdrop, the diorama backdrop you can use for your figure. And here he is. Studio Series 86 Prime. Very good Prime. I really, the robot mode is great, proposable, everything. The back is not too bad. I mean, you can see there is a bit of a backpack. It's from the back, it doesn't look that bad, but yeah, it's a pretty thick backpack to deal with the truck mode, all the bits of the truck mode that have to fold around his chest and torso and everything. I guess it's probably less complex than the Masterpiece 44, but it still is a little bit of a, turning him inside out to get that truck mode. But
yeah,
it's cool. And this one, the feet were not misinstalled here, so they were in their correct configuration out of the box. So that was good. So it looks like they fixed that going forward for any new shipments of Optimus Prime. So, and here's the trailer. Got Roller and everything in there. I pulled out my Earthrise Optimus Prime, and you can see he's a little bit smaller, but he's still a good figure. I like this figure. But you can definitely tell the Studio Series figure a little bit bigger, a little bit more posable and everything. But of course, the trailer, there's no comparison. Look at the Earthrise trailer compared to the Studio Series one. It's pretty tiny. So
yeah.
I was just happy to finally get this figure. So, yeah. Best Optimus Prime ever this week. So,
I was just looking. Amazon doesn't even have it listed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just got I checked Hasbro Pulse at the right time when it was back in stock. So
yeah.
I also I put in a couple other pre-orders too for other figures that hopefully will show up in the next few months.
I have pre-orders from September. I'm still waiting on that are Comic Universe Taran coming. A shipping update. I should be getting it in a month, and then I have I think one of the Missing Link figures. Who knows when I get that?
Yeah. Yeah, I was I wanted the Mandalorian figure, and that was sold out for a while, and that was also available for pre-order. So I was able to put in a pre-order. I know you probably already have pre-ordered the Mandalorian figure. Oh no?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. I just never it didn't hit scratch the right itch for me. I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think I have any of the Star Wars crossover figures.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That surprises me. All right. Well, that's all for Trips to the Store this week. So let's move on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions podcast.
All right. We will finish up the show with a little bit of feedback. Okay, we got some comments from YouTube this week. So I don't know what happened with last week's toy show, but we got like 4 or 5 times the number of views on YouTube that we normally get. So we did something right last week. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But
we attracted
thanks
the
everyone.
right
Yeah. Thanks everyone for checking it out. So longtime viewer and listener DMC 2008 have put in a comment, and they say, I agree with Jeremy. The plastic on Legacy Optimus seems very fragile. It's a great figure, but I was a bit disappointed with the in-hand quality. So
yeah, I pulled mine off the shelf because I saw that comment, and after what Daryl was saying last week, my hand it seems to be a lot less scary now. I don't know what happened. It used to be whenever I would transform that bit, the plastic get better when I pull that out. This little plastic piece would just bend really scarily, and it doesn't do that anymore. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I have to agree, but now it feels a lot better. And I hope that they do these tires with more figures, because I absolutely love the PVC tires.
Cool. And we got 2 comments from looks like new listeners or new watchers. So one is from Nana Madison, and they say, "Hey, glad you guys popped up in my feed. Love the show. Thank you." And Transformaholic says, "New subscriber. I love this format. Thank you." So keep watching. Let us know what you think of the show, and keep enjoying it. All right. Well, looks like we're coming to the end of this episode of Transmissions. So it's a little bit of a short one this week. Didn't have a whole lot of news to talk about. We are down a Daryl, so our toy guy isn't here to weigh in with all his super informed toy opinions. But he should be back next week. Don't worry, he's still alive. He's okay. We're it's still early in the year, so toy news is not ramping up, but we're still here, still enjoying talking about Transformers. So, but do stay tuned for alt mode. We'll have Transmissions alt mode this Friday. We are reviewing G.I. Joe number 3, but I think we're also going to have some discussion about the news on Transformers Reactivate. So I'm sure everyone heard about that last week. So definitely stay, check out our discussion on that coming this Friday. So, all right, everyone. Thanks again for watching and listening. Of course, at the end of every episode, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. Those are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. Thank you so much for continuing to contribute, and that's why we believe you guys deserve a shout out in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forks Levengood and Steve C. You guys are awesome. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Check us out on alt mode this Friday, and catch you later. Bye-bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.